Teaching moments with Tawnya. All right, here we go. This was a good one. That's why I'm like, please post me your questions. I already mentioned it one. I wrote a blog about it. That one was, how do you trust your intuition? And it's not fear. So I kind of wrote a whole thing about that, trusting yourself, letting go of judgment. It's a whole thing in my blog. Definitely check that out. This one though, the question I had, this actually ties with another question. These are kind of like two. I might as well just get them both. So somebody asked, like, how do you talk to the other side? Because sometimes I think that there's a misperception that it needs to be formal. Like, okay, where's the formal words? How do you start making contact with somebody? Or how do I talk to the angels or prayer? And because I think religion has been mixed in that. And the other situation that I had the other day when I was talking about spirit guides, they had like separated spirit guides with religion, and I was like, wow, I hadn't heard that one before. So I'm going to answer both these questions. So sorry, as I'm getting interrupted by spirit. The type of dialogue that you can have with him is just kind of having a conversation with a friend. There seems to be, with religion, that there's this dominance that you have to talk to them a certain way, and you have to like have, I don't know, like this dogma or something where you're just like looking up at them. And I understand that to a point, because they are very spiritual beings, but they're full of love. So if you're just talking to them like, hey, I'm really needing help, which angels are around me, you guys know when I'm on my lives and I'm talking to spirit, that I'm talking to them like a friend, especially when you're coming to the archangels. Like, they're so loving. So archangels have never been human before. There is, I think, Metatron that had been, like, I don't know the whole history, and if you Google, they might have some stuff, but like super close to Metatron, there was some saying like, okay, well, he was human before, and he understands. But spirit guides, I want to talk about that. When I first met my spirit guide, Rebecca, she hangs out to my right. Spirit guides, you had when you came into this earth, and this is just how I know it, okay? This is the conversations I've had with spirit, sitting down as they taught me. So I'm just telling you what they've told me. Take it for whatever it's worth. When you come into this earth, you kind of sign up like, okay, this is my spirit team. This is who I'm going to do life with. These are who my parents are. Sorry if this is go against your religion or whatever, but this is just how, like I said, the way they've taught me. And I did this whole lesson with them in a meditation where they taught me all this. And that's why I knew, like, this sounds weird, but I knew my daughter was actually like my soul sister, and she was coming in this life together, like with me. So anyway, you pick your spirit guide, you pick your team, and your team to help you. Spirit guides have been human before, so they understand what it's like to be human. They understand the struggles, right? They have a lot of great shows. I can't even think of the ones, but they have a lot of great shows on like showing your spirit guides, like trying to help you, and you're like not listening. To me, they're like the first. It's almost like when you trust your intuition, they've always kind of like veered you in, like getting out of bad situations or whatever. You've had a couple of them throughout your life, like they're with you with your whole entire life. Sometimes you have like 2 or 3, depending on, there's usually one main person I can like talk to. But you signed up with them. So like, they don't have wings or anything. They look human. And so here's a story, if you may have heard it before. So when my grandma was diagnosed with cancer, and I'd already met my spirit guide, Rebecca, she told me, and this right before we found out that her cancer was back, and she told me, she goes, I'm seeing my spirit guides, like with my eyeballs. And I was like, oh shit. Like we both knew, like, that's not good, right? And I was like, that's not good. And I was like, well, what do they look like? And she's like, one guy is, you can tell he's from like India, or like from, you know, another culture in the East. And then, like, I don't remember what the lady looked like. And I said, did they say anything? She goes, no, one just sits on the edge of my bed and they just sit there. And I was like, okay. I have had, sorry, there's lawn people here. I've had where they've sat on the edge of my bed. Scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the heck? Right? Because it, like, I could feel like the pressure. And this was like when I was younger, and I was like, Grandma, what the heck is that? She's like, just sometimes your spirit guides take a rest. I was like crazy. So they feel familiar. And I did, like, when I was first, like, stepping out and, like, trying to make contact, even though I'd always made contact, I just didn't really know. It's a whole story. But I did Sylvia Brown's, like, how to meet your spirit guide. And then that's when my spirit piped in. She's like, I'm Rebecca. I was like, hey, what's up, chick? Like, what's up? She's like, blonde hair, whatever. And, like, dirty blonde hair. Sorry, she's interrupting me. So anyway, I talked to her for a while, and then I moved, like, you know, to the archangels, and really became stuff with the archangels, because there's stuff that they can help you with, and then stuff that they just can't, that's like out of the jurisdiction or whatever, right? Like above their pay grade. But I love, like, connecting with your spirit guide, because they're your ride or die, right? They signed up with you in this lifetime. I don't know, you have to go through the process. I don't know, maybe there's a school over there. I don't really understand that part. They just said you have to go through something up there. So get to know your spirit guide. Maybe I should do a meditation on that. But it was my step, and then I worked with angels, and then I worked with masters, and then I just kind of have, like, kept evolving, working with people. And it's funny because people are like, well, I don't know, I want to like get in touch with my spirit guide or whatever, or I want to talk to my past loved ones. And I told people, all my clients, everybody who sees me, I said, you know what your past loved ones feel like. So it's sometimes easier to connect with them, but a lot of people get in their head because of emotions. And I've had talked to, like, people who have passed, and they're like, we've been trying to get like hold on, like, we're standing right next to them, but the person is crying and just in grief and sadness that they can't even feel them. So, I mean, maybe we could talk about that as another time of teaching, but, like, talking about the other side, maybe that's a good one. We can talk about that. I think I will. I'm gonna do that in the next video, talking about the other side. But this one is, like, all about your spirit guide. So let me know, what do you think? Have you met your spirit guide? What's its name? What have they helped you with? Let me know. All right. Hope you enjoyed this. If you got more things you want me to talk about or teach, please let me know in the comments, and share this with a friend. Talk soon.